Mm. Okay. Hi everyone. Oh, I moved my microphone. Oh my god. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hello. Hi Inkechi. Um, oh my god. Our guest is okay. Can you hear me? Oh my god. Is this the internet?
Yeah, is it mine or yours?
I think it's yours. It can't be mine. Oh my god. She's just going on and off. How is it? How is the internet? Oh my god. Hi Inkechi. Hi. Everyone, you're welcome to my live today. Um, our guest is trying to set up her camera, or is Finland internet not working well? Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this live. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay. Hello, everyone. Just be patient with us. I'm trying to connect to our guest. Today, we are going to be talking about Finland. I know a lot of people have been talking about Finland here and there. So today I brought a guest for you guys. So how is it now? Is it okay?
Yeah, I think I hope so.
Okay. Okay. Is
Seriously,
it the internet or what was wrong?
I think
Okay.
so. I saw that it said it's good. You're just connecting and I don't know.
Okay.
Possibly it's the internet here.
Okay. Thank God it worked.
Yeah, I hope it remains
So
like
we
this
can
because
I can just start
yeah.
without wasting too much time. So you're welcome today, everyone on
Thank
this
you.
live. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you.
And today, there's been a lot of publicity when it comes to Finland on the internet
That's right.
recently, and a lot of people have been talking about Finland, and I'm like,
Right?
okay, I could just look for somebody to talk about Finland here so that people can know more. And sometimes we talk about the country and everyone will be so overboard, like, oh, that country is where it's happening now,
Yeah.
and it would be nice to kind of hear from you that you're there, you're in the system, and you know how it's going.
Yeah.
So that's why I reached out to you. And I also want to say thank you so much for coming to my channel. I know you
Yeah,
don't
no
know me
problem.
before, you just saw someone message.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much for appreciate us. Thank you for yielding to my invite. Thank you. I really do not take you for granted. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, no
So
problem.
I will let you introduce yourself so that we can meet you. We've not met. This is the first
Actually,
time we've really met. So introduce yourself
okay.
before we
Um,
start asking about today's business.
okay, so my name is Gloria. Omorege. In my channel, I answer Luchi Glow channel
Luchi Glow,
because
yeah.
yeah, because Oluchi and then Gloria. So I just added both of them
Oh,
together. What else do you want to know about me? Okay, I've been in Finland for 7 years.
7 years,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It feels like yesterday. Seriously speaking, it feels like yesterday. I must tell you. But yeah, 7 years, and
Wow,
I'm married. I have 2 kids, about
nice.
5 years, and then 1 year.
Wow. So you had all of
Yeah.
them in Finland?
Yes, actually.
Mm.
I'm a registered nurse. I graduated 2 years ago.
Oh,
Not quite
nice.
long. So, yep. I had my daughter when I was in year one when I got pregnant for my daughter, and then I
Oh,
gave birth. Yeah,
oh,
I gave birth to her during the corona. That's 2020.
2020. Mm.
Yeah, precisely June. So I continued my studies because it was basically online. So I just continued. Then I waited until I was done with my school. Okay, the last year of study, I became pregnant again. I gave birth.
Again, I
I
want
don't
to be
say,
like you.
please don't be like me because
I want to, really.
it's stressful. Seriously, it's stressful because I was working, I have family, then studying. Seriously, it's not easy.
Yeah, now, just hold on.
Yeah.
Before we come to all those stories, let's start bringing it out little by little.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I thank God you have like students. You came through students to Finland,
No,
and hello
actually,
guys.
I
Her
didn't
name is
call.
Luchi
Sorry.
Glow, and she resides in Finland. So today we are going to be talking about Finland, right? So
Mhm.
just sit down and relax, guys. Yes. So
Yeah, sorry. Let me make something clear. My husband brought me. He has been here for almost 20 years.
20. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, my husband has been
Okay.
here for
Okay.
very long. So I came to join him actually. So my status is totally different. But I can explain the two of them.
Yeah, I
I
understand because you
Yes.
already know how student life is and all.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually. And
Yeah.
some people, when I explain to them that there are benefits of waiting till you graduate before you start having a family here, they don't really understand. But I will explain
Please
because
explain.
yeah,
Let's wait. Just hold on. Let's start.
yeah.
Let's start little by little. So the first
Okay.
question is, what do you think about student visa processing to Finland? Is it easy or stressful from Africa?
Actually, it's easy. If you follow the criteria, the procedure, the documents, everything it takes is easy. And if you apply to vocational school, most of their sites in vocational, they even have everything needed for you. You can just click from the site. You also see the MIGRI, that is the Finnish Immigration Service. So it's practically very easy. What is a little bit, let's say, complicated is in Nigeria. Let me use Nigeria because I'm in Nigerian. In Nigeria, for instance, what makes it a bit difficult is there's a delay based on the number of people. No, like the joint application of Finland ended January 22nd. So a lot of people now applying for visa. So there's a kind of delay in the application, in the process. But the app for you to apply is very, very easy. Seriously, it's not difficult.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the long processing, I can do the same with Sweden, right? Same with
Yeah,
Sweden. It's
yeah.
easy to
So
apply, but then the waiting process
waiting
is
process.
tiring and very
Yeah.
frustrating. Yeah,
Yes. So
yeah.
during my study, I had some students that also they're supposed to join us, but because their visas were delayed, they had to join us instead of them coming during the August period, they came January.
Wow.
Yeah, but they also met up. Don't worry. The school system here is very flexible, and
Okay.
because the school understand that it's not their fault, so they made everything very easy for them.
It's not like
Yeah.
that in Sweden. Once you miss that resumption, then you have to
Yeah.
apply for admission again in the
Are
next cycle.
are
Yeah.
you serious?
Yes, it's not that flexible in Sweden. It's not.
Then Finland is
Once we don't resume it. In fact, there are some
yeah.
people that even if resident permit comes out, there's something
Yeah.
they call the mandatory roll call day in Sweden.
Okay.
On that
Mm.
mandatory roll call, every student is
Yeah.
expected to be in class and kind of take attendance. Once
Yeah.
you miss that day,
Yeah.
even though your resident permit is already in Nigeria, the
Mm.
embassy will not give it to you.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, yes, that's it's good to see. So guys, you can hear now. Okay? Yes, it's not
Oh,
that, yeah. Yeah.
Finland is
Yeah,
totally
because school
different.
will tell you that since you missed that day, then there's no space for you anymore.
Oh,
Yes, that's
wow.
yeah, yeah.
Then it's not
So
funny then.
it's not funny. So everybody is always
Yeah.
like, you must get at least on your mandatory roll call day,
Yeah.
especially it's always mostly it's always like first
August.
week in September. You must
Yeah. Okay.
arrive in Sweden. If not, no,
Mm.
there's no.
Yeah, we here in Finland we usually resume 26, 20 ending of August. But we always like that is orientation where they will take you down to
Yeah,
the campus and
yeah.
everything. Then usually the classes resume by September. But because they know that a lot of students have this delay, so there's always like sometimes depending on how many students they are waiting for them to resume, they kind of start some courses that are not, I won't say they're not relevant, but they start with some minor courses. Let me use that word, like, like Finnish culture and society, something you can do on your by yourself. They start with those ones so that to give room to the student coming. You understand? So
Okay.
I think yeah, Finland is really
Yeah, no.
flexible.
In that
Yeah.
area, then Finland is better than Sweden.
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
I can give
So
it to them.
let's
They're
ask
very
the second
flexible.
question.
Yeah.
How is a typical student life like in Finland?
All right. So I've studied in Nigeria, so I'm going to be using Nigeria or Africa because I also talk with some of my friends that are from Cameroon, Ghana, and Asians.
Yeah.
So sometimes we discuss about student life. To us, coming from as international students, we don't see it as a big deal because it's very flexible. The system is made in such a way that you walk along your study and then they don't bombard you with so much assignments when during the vacation period, so because they know that you're going to work during that period, the system is very flexible. Actually, let me use the word flexible. that's
Oh my
that's the
God.
reason why I was
I
able to
wish
give
Sweden
birth,
can learn.
right?
But the thing is,
Yeah.
when you say student can work with while studying, like let's take example for when school is in section. Do you
Mm.
have limited hours as a student to work, or
Of
you
course,
can?
there is a limited hour. You cannot
Okay.
just work. Of course, in a week, you're expected to work for 30 hours in a
In
week.
a week. But in
Yes.
Sweden, you don't have, it's unlimited. However, now they are contemplating on imputing like hours, but for now, you can
Mm.
work for as long as you like.
Really? What about
Yes.
tax?
You pay taxes, of course. You pay taxes as
Okay.
a student, but then you get tax refund. Yes, now you use the road, you use what have you.
Uh-huh. Then
So you
which
so
one is
in
better
Finland,
then?
students don't pay taxes.
Of why not? Oh my goodness. That's
Oh yeah, you pay.
Finland live on taxes, so you have to pay tax, of course.
Yeah,
But
you pay
students,
taxes.
because of the emphasis on your studies, there is a limited amount of hours you expected to work. Yeah, just 30 hours in a week. So yeah. And then you calculate your tax based on that. But during the week, the summer, and then during the holiday period, you're expected to work as much as you
That's
want.
possible.
If you
Same
want to
same with
even,
Sweden. There's
if you
no,
want to
if you
sleep
like
at
you
your
can work, if
workplace.
you like work 20 jobs
Yeah,
together. It's as
yeah,
long as, and during
seriously.
school, during the school term sections,
Yeah.
you can
Mm.
also, if you like, work 20 hours, work 20 jobs together, as long as it does not affect
Prep to your
your
school,
school.
your
That
studies.
Sweden is not like do 20 hours 30 hours, no. But then now they are contemplating on
Oh,
putting that. So yeah.
yeah. Then Finland is better because it makes you to also balance yourself. Because if there's no restriction on your work life, then everybody wants to work, and then
Yes,
you,
so everybody wants to work, and that's
yeah,
why they are coming up with this law of bringing
yeah,
hours now, because they
mm,
discovered that, to even make it worse, they discovered that
yeah,
most students, once they come into Sweden and they start
mm,
working, once you get your, because there's a way you can change your student permit to a work permit,
pay, yeah,
and in Sweden, when you change your student permit to work permit, then you
yeah,
cannot pay tuition fee anymore.
of
So they discovered that Yeah,
Of
they
course,
discover
everybody
that
will do
most
that.
students, once they start
Are doing
working
that.
and the company gives them work permit, they just stop coming to school. So that's
Of
why
course,
they are
of
coming up with
course. Who wants to
stricter
come to
measures.
school?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, then it's interesting.
Yes,
It's
it is.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different from Finland. Finland, if you are not permitted to change, you cannot, let me use the word, you cannot change your student visa automatically to working visa
Oh.
until you are able to, when you graduate, you
Ah
change
no, in
that.
Sweden you can. Once you have your 30 credits, your 30 ECTS,
Are
like
you
that's like
serious?
one semester or two semesters you can
Wow,
change.
that's
Yeah.
interesting.
But
Yeah,
then,
me, I didn't know
however,
that.
it's they're also discussing it now to change it.
Yeah, okay.
So mm, let's just pray they don't. I think it's one semester. Once you do one semester, it's not two. One semester you can change.
Then
So let's
everyone
move on to
should,
the next. Yeah,
yeah, then everyone should just get the one semester and change, because most students want to just,
yeah. Now, but it's not easy to also get the work permit. It's not.
that's the problem. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the next question.
Yeah.
I think we've answered it. Like, can a student work to pay his or her school fees? That is, can student work? Okay, yeah. What I mean is, can student work and then the money they are getting is can it be enough to pay for
Enough for
tuition
them to pay,
fees?
of course. Almost all
Mm-hmm.
the in my class, everyone, provided the first year school fees were your parents paid when coming to Finland. But the next ones they expected. I won't say they are expecting you to pay, but at least you are able to do that.
With
But
working.
with working, yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's
With work,
nice.
yeah.
That's good.
Um, yeah, and then sometimes they even compete by because
They
students.
buy big cars in
Of
Finland,
course,
really.
I'm telling you.
But I think one thing that I feel like Finland is better now because one thing that I find so interesting when because I was in Finland last month and
Yeah.
I found out that Finland is more open than Sweden
You think
because
so?
when we
Okay,
were yes
we
because
see
when we
the other
were
way around.
coming back why I said
Okay.
so is because when we were coming back
Yeah.
and we're at the security checkpoint at the airport I
Yeah.
was seeing blacks which is impossible. I've never seen in Sweden.
You were seeing blacks working. Oh, what do you
As
mean?
yes, those people that check at the airport, those people that check
Yeah,
people's
check.
luggage, those
Are you
security.
serious?
I was
Yeah.
seeing blacks there.
Wow. Possibly is of recent because actually I've never seen.
Because I've never seen it in Sweden.
Yeah,
Where you
it's
will
maybe
see a
it's of
black person at
recent.
the
Yeah.
security, that airport security
Checkpoints.
where they do that, all those checks and all.
Yeah.
I can't, but at least I saw like three, not even
Wow.
one person. Yes, black person
Wow, that is
at
interesting to know. It's because
what's
I've
this Helsinki
Helsinki. Yeah,
airport.
Helsinki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Helsinki airport. Yeah. So I was so fascinated, like, wow, this is and then another thing is I saw like there's some restaurant that I'll go that I'll see black people that are attendants and all. But
Yeah,
in
that
Sweden,
that one is true. Yeah.
in Sweden
Mm.
it's kind of rare, or maybe because I don't travel enough in Sweden, but for me to just go to just one or two cities in Finland and I'm already seeing black people attending in restaurants, which it was
Yeah.
interesting. Another thing that I also figured out was that I can be in a restaurant and I see people speaking English. But in
Of
Sweden,
course.
it's not something common. It's not like people don't speak English. It's not something common.
Really?
In Finland, I was seeing people speaking English. I was like, really? This is good. Like in Sweden, everywhere you go, you see people speaking
Swedish.
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 Yeah,
Yeah, but okay, now they are deliberating about that. Or everything that has advantage, let me use the word, has a disadvantage. Because actually when English speakers, when we come here and then we're able to there are jobs for that you can work, you can use English to work. You don't really necessarily need the language.
language. Mm.
Yeah, and then like I'll use honest. I want to be very honest because I I love honesty in my videos. Actually,
Yes.
all my videos, I just started a YouTube channel. I'm a very shy person, but
Please
because
introduce your channel so that people can follow you. If you want
yeah,
to know everything about Finland,
Glow.
please follow Luchi Glow on
Yeah,
YouTube.
please. Yeah. Um, I love being honest because it was my friends and my family members that made me to start this YouTubing. So I love to tell them the honest truth so that they will not get maybe over excited and come to feel and get disappointed.
Yeah.
So honestly, most of us that come here as a student and or wow, whatever be our status, and begin to speak that English, this English has been a problem because it makes us not also learn the language.
Yeah.
You
But,
understand?
but
Yeah.
for me, I think I like it though because it's not easy at this my age learning new language and
Yeah, but it's expected of you
yes,
because
I know,
yeah,
right? I know.
yeah, it's expected of you.
But
And if you really want to integrate, and then some jobs, like for instance, as a nurse, you are expected to speak very fluently. Like I learned
finish, of
Swedish. I
course.
learned Swedish. I'm a Swedish speaker.
Okay, you're Prata Svenska? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
yes,
du
yeah,
Prata
yeah,
Svenska.
yeah. Yes,
Mika, bro.
jag pratar svenska.
Yo,
Ja, 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 jag bor på, jag pratar bra svenska och lite finsk,
really?
ja,
Little
finska.
finish.
Ja, lite finska. Yeah, we bor på, okay, I live, I stay in a place where it is more of Swedish. I stay in
Okay,
Pietarsaari. Yeah, so I learned Swedish first, and then now I'm learning Finnish. So,
finish.
as a nurse, you're expected to learn the language very, very well.
Okay,
And
I know.
yeah, one of my practice, my clinical practices, I did last 2 years ago before I graduated. The doctor looked at me and said, "Oh, you're very good, but there is a problem." I said, I know where he was going to. He said, if I want to learn this language, I should just kick out all those English speakers in my life. And I just laughed.
I think that's what is actually affecting me because there's no one to speak Swedish with. See, let's just leave that aside. Let me go to the next question. So, as a
Yeah.
student, how much tax, like what is the percentage of tax that you pay in Finland?
There's no I won't say there's a specific amount for of let me say like every student has to pay like 35%. No. It depends on you. There's no specific amount. Let me give you an instance. Like if you work in health sector, and then you every hour you are expected to get like 13 euro. For instance, I'm not saying that is the amount, as just for instance. Now and then you're expected to work for 30 hours. You calculate your tax based on that 13 euro per hour times the 30 hours, and then if plus the summer and all the vacations. And sometimes you can just declare a bigger tax because you might decide to work during the summer so much, so that you'll not be on the losing side. It's better you declare a higher tax so that you get your tax return.
Yeah.
You understand me? I've seen students that paid 20% tax, some 15%. So it just depends.
So
It
there's
depends
no
on
like so does it mean that you as a person will be the one to calculate your tax in Finland?
you can do that yourself.
Oh my, in Sweden, no, it's automatic.
Really?
Yeah. Your tax is being everybody. The only thing is there could be some exemption. For example, the taxes, for example, we pay 32% depending on the municipality. But in my
Yeah.
municipality is 32% tax. So if you want, like maybe you want them to not, maybe you want them to remove 15%,
Yeah.
then they can do that. But by the time they are doing tax refund, you will return the money back to the government. So the best thing is just be on your 32% and let's pay it because that money you are not paying completely. You are going to pay by the time they are doing tax refund. They will ask you to refund the government those percentage you didn't pay. So
Yeah. That is
basically we
better.
just do, yeah. So in Sweden you pay
Mm.
32%. Some municipality might pay 33, but at least maybe
Really?
33 is the highest that I've seen. So in my
Oh.
municipality is 32% that you pay.
Yeah, we don't, ask is not like that. You calculate based on your working capacity. If you decide to work so much, you can pay as much as
But
35%.
I like the fact that you can calculate your tax yourself. In
Yeah, you do
Sweden,
that. You
it's
do that.
automatic. Like they've put, I would say like we are literally like inside a box,
Yeah,
being
but I never knew.
controlled.
Yeah, I never knew that. Seriously, if not that
Yes,
you're just telling me, I
it's
never
government
knew.
that is the tax office that calculates your tax for you. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
We do that. I do that. I just go to online and say, no, no, this year I decide to maybe work like 15% tax, and That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish it's like that in Sweden. Like, no, no, no. It's maybe because I don't even know. In Sweden, they try to bridge that gap between the rich and the poor.
Of even here
And
also,
it's
but
so they are so strict with it. So by the time you pay your taxes, even though you pay your taxes, by the time you are getting your tax refund, you sometimes you get big money. But if you earn so much, you probably get little
get
tax refund,
little.
or you pay
Yeah.
back to the government. So
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
how they
Yeah.
try to bridge those. Mm. So, what is the probability of getting a job after school? The job that makes you stay.
Yeah, there is before. Let me be very honest with you. Before, it's very high to get jobs here in Finland, but currently, especially this year, Finland is experiencing a recession, and for that reason, is a bit difficult. I will use that word. But the tricky part is that if you come here as a student, you are expected to start working. When you start working before you graduate, then there's greater chance you
You
just
get something.
switch. You understand? Yeah. So there's always a probability that's it's high. But if you
Mm.
just relax and then wait till you graduate, then it becomes a little bit slim because then you be like you be having like a panic attack looking for
For
where
a
to.
job, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Mm.
is there like any law like after school? For how long can you wait in Finland before you are kicked out of the country without a job?
2 years, I think.
2 years.
Yeah, yeah, I saw
Ah,
that.
oh
I
my,
don't know if they have changed it now, but two
oh my
years.
God. Sweden is
Yeah.
1 year. It's one
Yeah.
year. If you don't get
Yeah,
a
it
job,
I think it was the same, but they protested. Yeah, I think now it's 2 years.
it's 2 years. I think let's
Mm.
quickly answer some question on the live.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem.
I think Michael is asking that can one work in Finland with Sweden student permits?
Student permits. I think so.
With Swedish student permits, you can work in Finland.
I I don't know about that, but with student with any of the Schengen area, you can actually travel. So if you
Yeah, you
can
can
travel
travel but
without
not work.
visa, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you can work.
No, I don't
I
think
don't
so
think
because you
so.
can't bring another
Another permit, right?
permit to work. You can only travel and probably stay
Travel.
there for 3 months, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can't.
I think so too.
You can't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think another person asked. This question is about Sweden. Is
Mm.
vocational student allowed to come with their dependents in Sweden? I don't know if your vocational training is more than 1 year, 2 years, of course you will come. You come with your dependent. So that one is sure if it's
Depends.
a long
Depends with
time.
Finland.
Same
Mm.
thing. Okay.
Mm.
So I think you've answered this next question. What
Okay.
can you change? Can you change from student visa to work permit? You've answered that one.
Of
So let
course.
me go
Yeah.
to the next. What privileges does the student visa carry in Finland?
A lot. Actually, a lot.
Let me mention
Um.
them for us.
Okay. Number one, it can bring your dependents, like they call it dependents, your children, your husband, your spouse, anybody at all. You provided you have the fund. You understand? You can bring anyone. Secondly, you also have the privilege of having a discount if you want to travel, like using the train, buses, tram, you have a discount as a student.
Yeah,
And
same.
then yeah, then libraries, you have those kind of this. And then if you as a student, you have this what they call FSHS, if I get it correctly. If you pay that, there's a little amount you have to pay every year or every term. I think it's a per term. If what for healthcare, once we pay that amount, either 22 euro or something like that, I've forgotten. It's 2 years ago, so I've forgotten. But if you pay that, you are entitled to all the healthcare benefits. In fact, I have friends then that were washing their teeth almost just to enjoy the benefits,
Oh my God.
Yeah, they go to the dentist and I want to
But
clean my teeth,
but what if it's braces aside from washing of teeth?
I don't know. Maybe before they want braces, that means they know that something is wrong with your teeth. You can't just demand for it. You understand? But
Or is
basically,
it
any of
free?
the you said I can't say because I didn't.
So yeah,
I didn't enjoy any
because
of those privileges.
yeah,
I
because
just
why I'm
paid.
asking is because in Sweden,
Mm.
medical for students. You don't have to pay anything as long as you have a personal number, that social security number.
Yeah.
Healthcare is free for
Mm-hmm.
you. Just that you when you want to you buy your drugs, but
Yeah, of course.
consultation, everything is free.
Okay.
Yeah. But then if you are seeing a doctor, you there's this token you pay 200 krona
Okay.
for, let's say it's like €2 to see a doctor and everything. But when it comes to dentist, it's expensive. You have to pay.
Now we provided you pay that 22 euro, you can twice a year. I don't know how many times that one of my friend, he was like, Gloria, I need to make use of this. And actually, I
You
just
see,
paid.
you know,
I
it's
just paid that amount. I didn't make use of it because I didn't see any need. I was not sick. So it's, but if you're sick, or if you just, if you're not sick and decide to be like him that wanted to just have his teeth cleaned all the time, maybe after 4 months, you want to wash your teeth again, you just want to make use of that. So you have a lot of privileges, seriously. And then it's also add to your counting of how many years you've been in Finland and your entry into your permanent residency. You understand? Yeah, so it has a lot of benefits
how many
actually.
years do you need to live in Finland to
In
get a
Finland.
permanent resident? How many years?
I think 5 years or 4. I need to check again.
Is your student stay, or does it count towards your PR?
Yeah, it does. It does a little bit. It does.
Your student time counts towards your permanent residence.
I saw that basically they will add. It's not that it really counts, but it counts. Let me use the word. It's not that it counts, but it counts. You understand? There's a way they calculate it. It add a little bit.
For Sweden, no.
Uh-huh.
No. Your not the student life does not count towards your PR. It's only your working years that counts towards permanent residence.
Okay.
Yeah. Sweden is, I don't know. They are so strict. See
Yeah,
countries,
but
see Finland.
if not for you, I was thinking of Sweden is a bit more flexible than Finland. Yeah.
No. With what I'm here, no.
Uh-huh. Then,
I
like,
don't know.
like,
Maybe Sweden might be richer. I don't know. Because of
yeah,
course we pay a lot of taxes. So probably they are richer than Finland.
Finland. Oh, yeah, and they have been accepting immigrants for long before Finland.
Before
So
Finland, okay. Okay.
yeah,
Mm.
so we always think, but now I know that it's not true. We thought that, yeah, because they have been accepting foreigners, so
Yeah,
they are
the reason,
more.
yes, you are right, because Sweden
Mm,
was, yes, in before they were so open to immigrants, but now why there are changes, because immigrants have started to do some atrocities. That is,
of course,
you
that's the
you heard of the
problem.
gunshots that happened
Yeah.
in Sweden some
Mm,
few weeks back. A lot of things is going on, bombings, and so it's
yeah.
probably, so now Sweden is angry. Like I used to tell people, is angry. Sweden is angry at immigrants. Like they keep on coming up with different
Yeah,
laws that
but
are
so
so,
sometimes the problem is that they don't address the kind of immigrant they're angry with. That is
yeah,
my point.
that's it. So if
Yeah,
one immigrant is angry, they deal with everybody together. They
everyone the
don't even want
same.
to know. Yeah.
Yeah, because you cannot. There are different immigrants. There are asylum seekers,
Yes. And there are people
and
that are
and you
expert,
call
like
them
students,
immigrants.
master
Yeah.
students. Yeah.
Then
Thank you.
and there are international students that pay fees. You call them immigrants.
Yes. Yes.
And there are people that just they came after they paid the fees for their studies, they changed to working visa, and then they began to work. You also call them. So they
Immigrants.
should be a way that this country should be able to deal straight to the immigrant. Let me use the word, the immigrant that is troubling them. Not that they
Yes.
generalize everyone, because
Everyone
if you
together.
generalize
Yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
no, we are the one also generating making your country to stand. I was telling someone that a friend. Why I'm even saying this is because someone I won't call it confront. The person was like, hmm, Finland has done me a great favor. I was like, no, I'm the one doing Finland a favor. I
Hmm.
pay my tax. I came here 7 years ago. In less than few months, I began to work.
Wow.
I didn't, of course, I had the benefits I supposed to go for the integration and then get paid during the integration period. But I didn't want to do all those. I just
All
wanted
those,
to go to
yeah,
school.
yeah.
So they should be like a category of immigrants. Not that you generalize everyone and then you treat everyone the same.
The
No,
same, yeah.
no, no,
I
no,
think
no, no. You
that's
don't
one of the
label
problems.
everyone. Yeah, the labeling is the problem. And then
Yeah.
you have these asylum seekers that are not doing anything, that are just jobless.
That's that's why, oh my god, that's why there's a lot of, I don't just want to mention because we are on the internet and we never
Yeah,
can say where. There are some people, because in Sweden pays, like if you have children, they pay you for each children. And so some people, some asylum seekers, I will not mention their country specifically,
yeah.
that Sweden allowed in 2015, they will not, the wives will not work, and some people will have 10 children and will be depending on people like us that are working. They pay
Paying
them from
tax.
our taxes. And
Yeah.
so it got to a time the Swedes were like, why would we be working and then you pay these people and they are just sitting down giving birth every year, and then you are feeding them, giving a lot of money. They give them a lot of money. I cannot just, so now that are much aware, so they keep coming on with different rules and
Policies, yeah.
immigration policies
Affecting.
that are very
Mm.
strict.
Yeah,
So
it's true. Mm.
yeah. So let's go to the next question. Can you defer an admission in Finland?
Yes, admission can be deferred, provided you have a proof. I remember when I got pregnant, my tutor nurse asked me to defer. I was like, okay, I will do that, but give me some time. So, provided you have a proof, you have to get like a doctor's report. If you're sick and you know that the sickness is maybe a long or accident, stuff
Yeah,
like that, you can use that reason to defer your admission. I have a friend, like, yeah, that's also she got an international student that brought a husband and then she got pregnant along the line. Now she gave birth a few months ago. She has to defer her admission. So yes,
admissions.
it can be deferred,
Okay.
provided you have the reason. Not that you just cross your leg and decide not to go to school and no.
Yeah. But can you take a leave out of school without going back to your own country? Like if you're taking a leave, because in Sweden as a student, if you take some leave, they will tell you to go and do that leave in your country. You cannot stay in Sweden. So when you are done with your leave, you can come back.
Yeah, yeah, I think it should be the same here because you have to go
Okay.
back to your country for taking a leave. And then you have to have a reason. If not, maybe your school might also be at stake. What is the
Yeah.
purpose of your leave? If you want to go visit your family because you've missed them, of course, you're allowed, but you cannot do it in a school time. You have a vacation period. You can also do that.
Somebody is asking on the live and saying,
Yeah.
is it possible to change a Swedish permit to a Finnish work permit?
Swedish to finish work
Yes.
permit. Yeah, I provided the a Finnish company gives you work. Why not? You can,
Okay.
because I have a lot of Finnish, Swedish people that are here that that are working. So I think it's very possible.
Possible. Okay. So how
Mm.
is Finland student life with families? If you have families, how is their family like? What benefit or privileges do they enjoy as a student with family that's dependent?
Um, it's limited. Let me use the word because as an international student, your coming to Finland is based on work, not to raise family.
Okay.
So yeah, so you don't have the privileges. Like this, my friend that gave birth
Yeah.
as an international student, she's the hospital bill, I think, is to be more expensive because she doesn't have she has only just student visa. She's not expected to enjoy certain privileges. The only privilege she can enjoy, it may possibly the she also brought the kid, one of the daughter. The daughter is here also with her, with the
Yeah.
husband. So the daughter can go to daycare and it can be subsidized. I don't know. Yeah, because based on her income, you know, that's the only to me, that's the only benefit she can enjoy. But aside that, for her to get maybe for them to pay the daughter because or the one that is born here, no.
I think,
until she's able to finish her school. She finishes her school and gets work, then the kids can start getting benefits. Like the kids can start getting being paid, for instance, um, because her status has changed. But
yeah.
for now, there is no benefit actually.
Yeah, I think in Sweden,
Mm,
there's kind of little slight differences. As a
okay.
student with dependents,
Yeah.
your dependent can get free healthcare, they go to free school, they go to
Really?
everything, but they won't get that payment. That money they give children every month.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only thing they will get. Everything they get. Free healthcare, free. Even the hospital will be the one sending the children, the parent notice to bring their children for checkups. And you as a parent, if you miss that day, you pay the fine for not bringing your
Really?
child to a medical. Yes, there's always like you
Yeah.
must
Well,
bring your
I
children.
possibly they might be able to, they might be doing that in Finland. I've not really asked, but
Okay,
yes, actually, I've not really. So I can't
and it's
give you maybe
free.
specific
Even bus
answer.
transportation for children to school is free. The government give them. They will give you that one,
Well,
but
come on.
that payment of money, like
Payments,
paying
yeah,
you,
monthly,
that's what
yeah.
you will not get. That's what
Mm,
your dependents will not get.
not get,
Yeah,
yeah. Then
yeah.
it's cool. It's great.
It's yeah, it's good, but then
Yeah,
Sweden will show you shake it before you can.
yeah. I understand. It's not easy.
Then it said like for people who cannot, for example, if you cannot meet up with your tuition fee, let's say for example, if you
Yeah.
cannot meet up to pay, what
Mm.
happens?
Oh well. Let me use an instance because I can't say this is what is going to happen. I've seen in situations where someone in my class that year, she was not able to meet up with um her financial obligations, like even feeding. What our tutor nurse did was to get her a work, actually. Get her an elderly home, not elderly home, but she paired her to someone that she was living with the person, taking care of the person, something like that.
Okay,
So by
that's
that way,
nice.
she was able to pay her fees and then
And her,
stay there and then began to also work, you understand?
wow,
So I don't know if there is, I can't say if you cannot pay your fee, but you coming to Finland, you expected to pay your
your
fees.
fees, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
If
But
not,
if
you
in
might-
Sweden,
mm,
like it's good. It's even good that you can get a job in Finland and that can help you pay for your
pay
tuition
your
fee,
fees.
and you
Yeah.
can get that job quickly, student jobs quickly, right? If I
Yeah, you can
understand you.
actually, because you can actually the I always advise students, um if you want to work in your field of study, the best way is when you start your studies and you go for clinical practices, for
Yeah,
instance, for nurses, or you go for your industrial practices. Try to, in every way, try to force yourself into that system to start working, no matter the amount they pay you, because it's better they begin to train you in that way before you
before
graduate.
you graduate, yeah.
But if you are looking at I want quick money, yeah, this place cannot pay me, this one pays higher. You might be working in McDonald's, for instance, and McDonald's pays you higher. You might be there thinking that when you graduate, you go back to this other place, and because then you have graduated, you have certificates to prove, they might not be able to take you because of the language, your level of your language, and then they will put some conditions. But if you can be able to endure, get into their system, they will take you, begin to understand the system, how the work system works. I don't know how you whether you understand me. And then it's easier for you to easily get work and then enter the system. But if you're working in McDonald's or any other fast,
Yeah,
there are places that you can easily get work, like McDonald's actually is
McDonald's,
there.
yes, all those
They are
delivery
Yeah,
and all.
yeah. And then, yeah, because it gives you fast money, you
Yeah,
gives you quick money, but at the long run, you be the one to suffer for it because
mm,
you don't want to do that for the rest of your life, right? You just
yes, you
want
don't
to do
want
it for
to.
that. Yeah. So it's better because Finland is not an English speaking country. So it's better you enter their system. They will understand that, okay, they'll give the benefits of that. You're student, you don't know how to speak the language. They understand you, but they will not understand you when you graduate and you cannot speak their
Speak
language.
language.
Seriously,
But
two different
I
things.
feel like Finland is still okay. Wait, if I'm working in McDonald's, for example,
Yeah.
is
Mm.
there like for you to get a work permit from student when you're converting from student to a work permit? Is there like a requirement salary to have? Like Sweden, there's a requirement salary. Imagine you in Sweden now, the law is at least you must let me talk in euros. You must have like let's say 2,900 euros every month to get that work permit. If you don't have a job that pays you that amount, that's the least you cannot
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. Before you didn't have that law, but this new government actually has started that. I don't know how much. I cannot specifically say this is the amount now, but actually they have put that few months ago that there's a new requirement for uh your residency, because there was none before.
There's
Yeah, there
always
was none
been
before. Yeah.
there has always been in Sweden. And they keep increasing. Now the government now is saying they want to increase it again next year to 32,000 ish. That's like 3,200 euros to get
Every
the work
month.
permit. How many
That's too
jobs
high.
can pay that?
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
you see
yeah.
that it's
That's
so
true.
ridiculous?
Yeah, that is not obtainable.
You see? So
Mm.
Sweden is now
Actually,
they are like
when they brought, why I don't know their particular amount, because when they brought up that policy, a lot of people protested. In fact, they protested for
you
months
are
about that.
enjoying. Oh, you're enjoying.
Really?
Yes. Seriously, honestly, you are with what I'm hearing, at least with everything you said, I can say it's easier for students to go to Finland and settle. But in Sweden, every time you are always on the edge. You are always to pay
Mm.
tuition before you even get a job. They
Job.
need Swedish. Common cleaning,
Yeah.
common cleaning. You need Swedish. Sometimes they will ask you for certificate of cleaning. They are so strict with a lot of things. But however,
Mm.
when you finally get something that makes you stay, then your
Yeah.
life becomes easy.
Easy.
But to
Mm.
get to that point,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
always you're always praying for one thing or the other in Sweden.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
always
It's
praying
true.
for one thing or the other. If it's not your renew extension of resident permit, it
Yeah,
will be
somebody said
job.
it's
It will be
1,600 euro per month of residency permits in Finland. Yeah, so I
so
think
that
it's
one is
okay.
still fine. If it's
Yeah.
1,600 euros, then it's still
Mm.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
It's
like pretty much like 17,000 Swedish krona. It's
Yeah,
still
it's
fine.
very fine. Yeah.
Imagine Sweden is pushing
It's
for
flexible.
32 now, 32,000 krona. That's like 3,200 euros.
That's too much.
That's too much.
Yeah,
So,
even as a nurse, can you even get that?
ah, so that's what Sweden is doing now. No wonder everybody is shouting Finland. Now I understand.
Right?
So, so now from your from a a very overall view, like overview, like generally, how
Hmm.
does Finland stand out from every other country? Let's say now let's for example let's pick Canada because Canada is another big place that people are going. How does Finland stand out from Canada, for instance?
You know,
What do you think?
a lot of us are still in Finland because of the safety. Finland is very safe.
But it's
Um,
closer to Russia. It's like saying it's safe. It's closer to Russia.
Actually, it's closer to
Like
Russia, but
you people
Finland
are
is
together.
very. Yeah, I have a lot of Russians here, but Finland is actually very safe. You can wake up in the midnight and begin to get yourself lost in anywhere. It's so safe. I go to night shifts. I just work during the summer. Everybody just want to walk and exercise. So
Yeah.
Finland is relatively safe. You can throw lost your purse and go to the police station. Somebody can help you pick it up, and then you go there to pick it up. Finland is actually very safe and peaceful. Let me use the word peaceful. Aside, or people always talk about the social benefits. Let's leave the social benefits. The safety is what
One
everyone
thing.
wants.
Yeah.
If not for the safety, some people would have also left Finland, because we also have their own barriers, like this language barrier.
Language barriers, I
It's
think.
not
Yeah.
easy learning language when you're an adult.
Yes, it's not easy.
Yeah.
I've been
Mm.
learning Swedish for 3 years now, and
It's
I'm still
just
not
three
fluent.
years. Seriously, just 3 years. Yeah,
3 years.
you have a long. No, no, you're still a baby. When
Ah,
you're here, after 10 years, then you know that okay, you have learned the Swedish. And the another way to learn language is your kids. If you have kids, then it's
yeah,
easy for
with
you
your
to
kids,
learn.
I know, right? I know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
I think
yeah,
one of the
so
problem that we have in Sweden, because with the way you talk and the way Sweden is, and when I try to measure, I feel like number one, Finland will not always put you on the edge of, oh, if anything happens in Sweden like this, with the tap of a finger, you're out of Sweden. Migration will reach out to you. Like if you lose your job, for example, even if you eventually get a work permit in Sweden, and then maybe
mm,
you lose that job, you're expected to get a job within 3 months. If you don't get another job, migration will kick you out. Is it like that in Finland?
I think they are trying to copy some of these laws from Sweden, and
Okay, it's the
because this
same.
no, actually, I won't say yes or no because the new government is actually trying to change a lot of, bring a lot of policies, and then the immigrants are also fighting because actually those things are not really obtainable. You can lose your job, and the next 6 months you are still looking for a job. That's the truth. You understand? So, um, when they brought that policy, a lot of us, let me use the us, a lot of us, the immigrants, began to also shout because we need something that is really, really, really realistic. I can't tell you now that before they said 3 months, later they changed it for to 6 months, but later we are also like, is it like still protesting that 6 months is still
Six
very
6 months is so Sweden will not even answer you. They will, if you like protest from now to tomorrow. These people, they will not answer you. But my question is, for example, if you lose your job in Finland, will
yeah.
the government pay you? Like, will they continue to pay you your money, like unemployment grant that they pay?
They do.
Because in
They will pay.
Sweden you get money. Once you lose your job, they keep paying you till you get another job.
Yes. Now there is also it's the same also in Finland, but now these new government are not smiling.
I think Finland is better.
Yeah. So they are trying to stop, like, some people when they lose their job because of the payments, they don't have the need or the urge to try other places. They just settle for the
Yeah.
payments, the unemployment. So now they are trying to bring policies whereby if you don't also apply to several places, they will not also pay you. You cannot
Okay.
just sit
Be
down in
sitting
your
down
house
and be
and
getting money.
hold your hand. Yes.
Mm.
So although that's this what I just said now is being deliberated in the Senate House, is not it has not been passed into law, but I think very soon they're going to pass into law because a lot of people, you know, when they lose their job, they decide, okay,
I just
this
sit.
thing,
I actually wish Sweden was like Sweden does not want you to stay. You cannot sit down and not work. Like it's not possible, except you are dependent. But now they change the law. Before, if you are dependent, for example, you are dependent to a citizen. If you
yeah,
come, they give you your permanent residence, like yeah, because
yeah,
you're dependent. But now you have to
mm,
work your document yourself. Because you are married to a
mhm.
citizen does not mean Sweden will give you permanent residence. You must have worked in Sweden for the same route that normal person is working. Even your children must live, except if you're married to normal Swede.
Thing.
That
Sweet,
with
yeah.
normal Sweden you can get citizen for your child, not you.
Really?
Yes, for your child, not you. And the rule is the child carries the status of the father. But when it comes to the Swedes, like the Swede, normally the Swedes, it's excluded. But if you're an immigrant, like international immigrant, and you're a citizen, maybe your husband has a normal resident permit. That your
Yeah.
child is that normal resident permit that they will give.
It's
Yeah.
not here. It's not like it's not.
No, your child carries the status of the father.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, so and even if you're married to a Swedish citizen that you're immigrants, you will wait and work your own permanent residence. Yes, they don't
Wow.
just
That's
give it. They
interesting.
don't just before they used to give it, but they noticed that people will not work. They'll sit there at home. Now, for you to get your
Mm.
permanent residence, you must have worked in Sweden for 3 years. Work like normal work, permanent work to get your permanent residence. You cannot just
Mm.
get it on a platter of gold anymore.
Yeah, the problem is that most of us, we come to a a system that is working and we begin to abuse it.
Yes. So
That's the
that's
problem.
why.
Seriously.
That's why
I,
they
I
keep
always
bringing
tell
up.
people, I always tell people that when you come to a place, a system that is working, it's best you leave it clean.
Yeah.
Because if you burn a bridge behind you, your relative might also be affected tomorrow.
Yes. That's what we actually don't think about sometimes.
Yeah,
But then,
seriously.
is there like anything, any other thing that you would like us to know about Finland that you find so fascinating? Do you advise people to come to Finland at this time, or you want them to go to Canada or the US? What's your advice?
Well, to me, there's no place that is best. There's no place that is worse. It just depends on your preference. For instance, if you if you're more than certain age, I will not advise you to come to Finland. If you're more than 45 years,
Mm,
don't come to Finland. Actually,
why?
you go to an English speaking country.
Okay.
Because my reason is because before you, if you're 45 years and you want to study, okay, you study.
It's same in Sweden. See, once they're above 40, she don't come. Just go to the US or Canada. Don't be
Yeah,
going there.
seriously.
Don't come
Yeah.
here.
What do you
Yeah,
want to do here?
you're
Like,
right. Yeah. Because it takes a
for,
long time.
yeah, for you to integrate into the
Yeah.
system. Before you know it, you're already like in
Yeah,
retirement.
60.
So, but aside that, and then if your aim of leaving your home country, is to make money, they don't come to Finland.
Mm,
Um, Finland is a country that's, I think the whole of these Scandinavians are a country where you live your basic comfortable life.
yes.
But if you want to be rich,
Go to the
then
US.
yes.
Even Canada will not make it. It's US that can give you that big money, or maybe UK.
Yeah, even the, I don't know about UK. Can UK?
I think in the UK you can make money in such that you can do businesses, the close
Mm,
proximity to Nigeria, and there's like direct cargo,
yeah.
direct flight.
Mm,
But from Sweden, you don't have direct cargo to
yeah, same here.
Nigeria. But UK
Yeah,
has that direct link to Nigeria. You
yeah,
can do business, you
it's
can
true.
export cars and sell in Nigeria. But in
Mm,
Sweden, wow. So you can make
yeah,
money in the UK.
yeah, it's true.
Mm.
And but if you want a very peaceful life, comfortable, just you know, an average lifestyle, you don't want problem. Yeah, I can just, why not come
I
to
think it's the
Finland and
same. It's the same with Sweden too. If you really
just
want to,
live.
I think in Sweden, I used to tell people, no, I think somebody told me when I came into Sweden,
Yeah,
the man was a citizen, and then I just figured out that he left Sweden and went to the US, and I was like, oh, sir, why did you leave? Sweden is good. And then he told me once and said, see, if you want to if you want to reach the peak of your career, I would advise you, you can raise your family in Sweden. It's good for a family. Sweden is
yeah,
good for a family. But if you really want to reach to the peak of your career, like you want to be up there, then you need
mm,
to leave and go to maybe the US. And that was why he left, which is reasonable enough.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So yes, I think
Mm.
I think I will recommend Finland to people because I think they're kind of
Yeah, please
yeah,
tell
they're
them
kind of
they should come and ask me. I will give them all the information. I'm always very brutal. Like I'm always very, very, because actually the grass is usually very green at the other side. Where you are not,
yeah.
where you're in your country, somebody just even wrote me in one of my videos, like, yeah, my wife is coming to Finland. I'm coming as independent. And what we are planning to start having babies. Yeah, I forgot how he put it. I was like, you are you are you are not in Finland yet. Your plan is to impregnate your wife. Allow us to
You will
study.
stress, so you will stress.
Seriously.
Yeah, you
Because
will
of
stress.
what they have heard in the social media, that when she give birth, not knowing that those benefits are not even for her because she's an international student. So some people just hear certain things or take And a lot of us content creators, we just talk about the good parts. We don't
Yeah,
really.
there was one time it was all over the internet. Finland, Finland. I was like, is it not Finland that is at my backyard? I was hearing this in Finland.
Yeah, because actually Finland has been like the happiest country for the eighth times in the as a happiest country in the whole world for the past 8 years.
Even Sweden, they used to rate Sweden too as the happiest country.
Yeah, yeah. Now Sweden is like, is it the third
I
happiest
think
country?
third, yeah. I think it used to be
Mhm.
the first too at some point. It's
Yeah,
when all
now we are.
this I don't know. I just know they are one of any Scandinavian country. Anyways, I think
Yeah,
somebody is
yeah,
asking question. This person said, for Finland, do you require legalization for of document and all those stuff from Nigeria? You know this legalization document they do in Nigeria. Do you need it for Finland?
yeah, yeah. You need it,
Uh-huh.
like
For
like
Sweden, no, you
marriage,
don't.
like marriage legalization, right? Yeah,
No,
you
no,
need it.
all this legalization that you do in foreign exchange, Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Exchange in Nigeria.
The one that I know of, that I'm very sure of, is my marriage certificate. I needed to legalize it before I came to Finland.
Okay, no.
But if you
In
need,
Sweden, no. They know Sweden knows how to contact the head people.
uh-huh,
They will find you.
uh-huh,
Sweden, even
it's actually it's
if you
best
use fake
to,
POF, Sweden knows how to fish you out. They will fish you out.
yeah, it's best to
Yeah,
do those things before you come to Finland, so, to be on the safer side, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they do that
yes.
thing.
For Sweden, you don't need it. You don't need it. They know how to do all those things themselves.
I
They'll
think
find out
legalization of
you.
documents, actually, it depends. Some, I saw a particular study, like there's one education. I made a video about that. Um, it's about teachers education.
Yeah.
If you're into education, you and that particular school is offering a total tuition free um study
In
for
Finland.
those. Yeah, in Finland.
Wow.
Actually, it's for from January this next year, so it's totally free.
So
But the
you
information,
have this information on your channel, right?
yeah, I have it.
So people go to our channel and go and watch that video. Or now you can
So
come to Finland in January 2026 if you're a
yes,
teacher.
if
Okay,
you're a
good,
teacher,
good.
and but the only, you have to legalize your documents, your certificates. If you have BSc in education or whatever be your degree in education, I think that's where this legalization comes in. But aside that, I don't think you really need your certificate to be legalized. No.
How many years do you need to live in Finland to get your citizenship?
Before 5 years,
Same.
but now they have changed it to 8 years.
Same with Sweden. Why are they people copying themselves?
Yeah,
Before
because
Sweden is 5 years. Now they've not implemented it, but it's already in discussion
yeah, they're
to
supposed
change
to
it to
implement it,
eight
but
years.
yeah, this new government has said, 8 years.
I think they are
People
really
are
angry.
shouting.
It feels like all the Scandinavian countries are doing meeting behind us and
Yeah, it's true.
preparing immigrant like let's do
It's
this,
true.
let's do this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
true.
used to be 5 years. Now they are trying to change it to 8 years. So
Yeah, yeah, 8 years.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's
so
okay,
yeah, we'll be
provided we
fine.
learn the language. Yeah.
We'll be fine. So
Yeah, but
I guess I've exhausted all questions,
okay, that's
and,
nice. I hope you're
somebody
happy
is
with all the
asking
results.
what was taxes like in Finland. She has answered that in this video. Please watch this video from beginning.
No, no.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
we pay
all.
tax. Don't worry, we international student pay tax.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you for having me
So
today.
thank you so much. If you want me on your channel any day, you can reach out to me. I'm very,
Yeah,
very free to
okay, no problem.
come and join you. Thank you so much for joining today.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you
And
too. Yeah,
I'll kind of end this live now.
okay.
Yeah.
Please don't forget to just write my name so that people will know, okay, this is Luchi Glow, because
Yes,
maybe
it's
they cannot be
already
able
on
to.
the thumbnail
Ah,
and
really? Ah, thank you.
yeah, the glow. Yes,
Yeah, okay,
yes.
all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
bye.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, right. Yeah, bye.